Hello, 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 and welcome to a special episode of Reality NSFW Rewind, Professor Tim Watches Survivor. Today, rather than talking about it, rather than saying, we're up to episode 11 of Survivor Africa, which is what we will be doing on Tuesday, we have a one-off. We were able to connect with Maralyn Mad Dog Hershey from Survivor Australian Outback. Mad Dog was only in 3 episodes, but she is one of the best known and most loved pre-merge boots on Survivor. Found her on Facebook. She, we bonded yesterday. I think I have a new best friend, and she agreed to come on and tell us what she's been up to for the last 20 years. So I'm joined as always by Professor Tim. Tim, how are you today?
Hello, I'm very well. But I'm terribly excited, so I can't really say anything. I'm so excited. We're going to throw ourselves over to Maralyn. So
yes, and we are joined by Mad Dog, who we will go through your whole bio, I guess, as part of the show, Mad Dog, because you've done so many cool and interesting things.
Oh, did you hear my kookaburra?
I know your didgeridoo. What is a kookaburra? Oh, the little stuffed. Oh, that's a little stuffed kookaburra.
Oh, yeah. I've got dressing in him, and he's ready to go in the oven. No, no. The kookaburras, hysterical. We always knew when the sun was going to rise, because it was like a cacophony of kookaburras that would wake us up in the morning, and I laughed right along with them, being a little bit of a kook myself.
Well, I know you've become a big fan of Australian culture, like just in general, right, from your time on the show. You still playing? I know
yes.
You got your little stuffed kookaburra here. I know that you have your didgeridoo. What else do we got here?
Oh, gosh. Well, we're in what I call my Australian room. Now, right here is my Australian Christmas tree that I keep up year round.
Yeah, yes. So people who are only on audio, yes, we are. I saw that there was a Christmas tree, and it is all with. I see a little koala on there. Yes, it's all Australian ornaments.
Oh,
so you've got a whole room full of Australian stuff.
Beware of dog.
Well, that I think you definitely need.
That's my original bathing suit.
Oh, you've still got it. Yeah, that is the blue bathing suit with like the purple and the white flowers on it. That's still there.
Yes,
is that your visor?
The original backpack.
Oh yeah, it's all there.
Qantas.
Yep. Well, you went back. Have you ever been back to Australia since the show, or all of this stuff is just from your travels before you went home?
Oh no. The majority of items in here are from Australia. Let me tell you, after my torch was put out, of course, now it would take an acetylene torch to restart my fire. But, hey.
Maybe not with the right person, you never know, but. Oh yeah, that's the one thing I forgot to say. What I got to say up front. We had some tech problems coming in, so we are kind of recording this out of order, and it's going to be cleaned up in post. But I did want to mention that we are.
Don't clean it up.
Okay, we'll play it as is. It is our special Valentine's Day episode.
Wow.
We are not. I don't know if we're going to be releasing this tonight, but it's definitely being recorded on the afternoon and evening of Valentine's Day. So that's why Mad Dog and I are both wearing red sweaters. And Tim, I didn't even tell you because I knew Tim always wears red or pink. Those are his favorite colors.
It's one day I'm not wearing red.
But you're wearing pink. You're wearing pink.
Well, yes, that's like a washed out red, isn't it?
Let me show you my kangaroo on
Oh,
my
please.
right calf.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Mm-hmm. Yep, there's your little stuffed kangaroo.
Oh. No, that's on my calf.
That's your tattoo. Oh, now I see it. Yeah, move the camera down just a tiny bit. I'm just seeing your knee. There it is. Now I see it. Yes, that is the tattoo you got of the kangaroo on your calf.
Did that hurt?
Like hell.
Yeah.
And I'd show you all my tramp stamp.
No,
but that would not be in good order.
I learned about that from who did I learn about that from, Karen?
I don't remember which episode it was, but yes, this was something that Tim was not familiar with, being from the UK, what a tramp stamp is. But this is something we do with Tim though all the time. We just ask him, to define various culture terms in American, and he never disappoints.
But I'm having such an education. It's wonderful.
Doubt. No doubt.
Yep.
Oh, let's see here.
Right. So Mad Dog, I have to say, so I spoke to Mad Dog yesterday for the first time. We've been chatting on, texting, but and again, I'm not technically sophisticated enough. I would love to just be able to play your answering machine message for everybody, because I just laughed and said, that's still definitely Mad Dog. So what is that song? Tell the story about your answering machine, maybe. I know that you're still into your old time classic.
Well, look, get ready for a real treat. Okay, all right, Hershey. Now you know how to operate this. God. Let's see. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you want to try to play it now? We may or may not be able to hear it, but we can try.
Oh, you'll be able to hear it. For sure. It's coming.
Okay.
Are you hearing it?
No, we're still hearing you.
Okay. All right. It's going to start very shortly.
Oh, you know what? I think we might get some really bad feedback if we try to.
Lunatic Fringe is coming up.
Okay. Well, we'll see. If anybody's getting horrible feedback, I apologize, and we will end this very soon. Let's see what happens.
How's this? I'll turn it down.
Well, I actually can't tell until we play this back whether we're getting feedback.
Lunatic Fringe.
Yeah, but she's playing Lunatic Fringe.
You're out there. You're in hiding. Oh, that Lunatic Fringe. It's everywhere. We all know it's out there. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's turn that off, because I think people are probably getting some feedback. But my point was just that, but it was very clear, within 5 seconds of hearing that message, it's like, yes, this is still Mad Dog. Mad Dog is what? You're over 70 years old now? Yep, and still rocking
72.
Yep, and still rocking it as hard as ever. So you were showing us your Australian stuff, and I didn't mean to cut you off. You still have your didgeridoos, right?
Not at all, Karen. Happens. Oh, how about my tramp stamp? I'm not that emboldened yet.
Oh, so you don't have to share that. But I'm saying, but do you still play your didgeridoo? Yeah. That I know you brought one back from Australia.
Oh, good idea. Good idea.
Yeah. But so tell people the story, because my understanding is they didn't want to sell it to you, because normally women don't play the didgeridoo. But you were quite persistent, and you convinced them to sell you one.
Down.
Okay.
Oh, to teach me. The didgeridoo is the sacred Aboriginal instrument, and Most tribes, I don't know if that's starting to change, would never let a woman play the didgeridoo.
Hmm.
I mean, it does present kind of a picture, if you know.
Yep. So they
Keep
just
it
feel like it's
clean,
not
dog.
modest, right? It's not modest. Well, again, this is reality NSFW. You don't have to keep it clean unless you want to. But, but I know what you're talking
Can you
about,
see it?
right? Yes, I can see it.
One of
And I
them?
know what you're referring to,
But-
that, yeah.
Yes, it's a bit phallic.
Yeah.
Yes, Maralyn, when
Yes.
you blow it, do you have to sort of make a noise?
Well, let me tell you, I had an opportunity to blow it, so to speak, on a David Letterman show. And I'll tell you something. It gave me the snickers and the giggles. And if your embouchure is not just right,
Absolutely.
you will make a farting sound on the didgeridoo. So I passed on playing it on the Letterman show.
Because Maralyn, I played an alpine horn on television.
Shazam!
Which is the same principle, I think.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really long instrument.
God! Did you crack up?
I did I made a noise. I was really proud of that, but it. Oh, you do? Yeah, it's
trying to
principle.
play it. Let's see.
Yeah.
How is that for a blow?
Very good. It's very good.
Great.
It's very
That
good.
was great.
Yeah. It's all in the embouchure. It's terribly difficult. Superb.
It's quite primal.
Yeah.
Primal. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good. You've got a nice noise there. Do you play other instruments?
A little bit of the guitar.
Yeah.
The kazoo.
Ah, yes, that would do it.
But I know that you're into music. Now, my understanding, at least a few years ago, you were talking about how much you like hip hop.
Oh, I'm gonna hustle till I die. Hustle till I die. Gonna hush. Yes.
Yeah, see, I enjoy it too. My issue with hip hop and rap is just that, I am an old fart, I admit it, so I don't like some of the lyrics. But in terms of the beat and that kind of stuff, I really do like. So
the syncopation is addictive. I mean, everything is so syncopated that draws me to it.
Yeah.
Now,
sorry.
Go ahead.
Continue.
I'm trying to whip out, so to speak, figuratively speaking, my favorite didgeridoo. Now, let's see.
Oh, you've got more than one.
Oh, hell. I shipped 4 back home.
I thought there was only one. Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, certainly not. Look, my philosophy is if you love something, buy it in bulk. Oh, take a look at this one.
Oh, gorgeous. Now, what is this made of?
Mine.
Because this one is kind of like green and yellow, and it looks very different from any of the other ones I've ever seen. So, what are these made out of? Why are they different colors? Do you know?
And look, there's this is Aboriginal painting.
Oh,
The
okay.
kangaroos. It's got kangaroos on it.
Oh, that's
It's
what I'm
got
looking at. Okay.
dingoes.
So it's all hand painted. Yeah, that's amazing.
That's what I am. I'm a damn dingo. A mad dingo.
Yeah, I was gonna say those. Well, like I said, those dingoes can be mad, but you're the mad dog, so it works.
It fits. And it's got donkeys on it.
Right. And you have donkeys as well?
Well, the love of my life, my cappuccino, a standard size. No, yeah. A standard size donkey, had her for 23 years. And this March, it'll be 2 years this March since she's up there with Pegasus.
So Cappuccino is no longer with us, but sounds like you had her for a long time.
In spirit, she is.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a magnificent white horse. Did not come with a prince, but technically, white horses are called grays.
Yes.
And I called him, yes, sir. And I called him G-Man after my dad, who was a G-Man. And G-Man had charcoal points, and I boarded him and took lessons on him.
I know you were a show jumper at one point, right? Yeah. So which animals? Right. So I know. So you were serious.
Exactly.
Right. So besides having the farm, the point is you were a serious show jumper also back in the day.
Not that serious. I think show jumpers do basically 4 feet. Not this acrophobe. No. The highest I ever jumped was 2 feet 9 inches. I just couldn't get that other 3 inches. So
yeah,
I did a little jumping, if you know what I mean. You know, I no.
But then,
couldn't go there.
But you showed horses. I know that you were very, very involved with horses.
Oh, absolutely. And let's see, I fractured my pelvis on one.
Wow.
Get you gyrating. Actually, it wasn't on G-Man, but I was riding another horse, and I think he did jump about 3 feet, and I just flew off and fractured my left ischial ramus.
Ooh.
What?
It's part of
that
your hip
would
or
be
part of your pelvis?
The left ring bone. Left ring bone of
that
the pelvis.
That is a bad thing to break.
I hobbled around for a while. Yeah. Yes, I did.
Yeah. I knew you were tough, but before you finally realized that you fractured your pelvis. We're trying the didgeridoo again.
Wait a minute.
We're trying to play the other one.
My mouth hasn't been on this thing in a month of Sundays, so let's see.
Go on.
I gotta get the
exactly. Get the lips vibrating.
Right. There we go. I heard something. There we go.
How was that for two?
Yeah. Oh, and then I also say that I'm also seeing now for the first time that your red sweater for Al, it's personalized with Mad Dog. So love that.
You should see what it says on the back.
Do I want to know?
Look, you'll agree that it's true. Anybody that knows me, knows it's true. So no wonder when I'm walking into the grocery store or going somewhere else, I'm thinking, why are all these people laughing? I'll show you.
Okay. You don't have to take it off. You can just tell me what it says.
I'm trying to get a back shot.
Oh, yeah, but if you
From
can't, you
this.
can just tell us. Well, I'm not going to be able to read it anyway, 'cause
Hey.
it's going to be backwards, so just tell me what it says, please. Because I can't read it backwards.
Bad to the bone.
To the bone.
And then it has a dog biscuit right under it, a dog bone.
And then you're wondering why people are looking at you in the supermarket. Yeah,
Duh.
that works.
Yeah. Yeah. Darn, you could see it. Well, I could twist it around and you could see the
but
front.
Bad to the bone, and yeah, no, that's your.
You got it.
That is
You
definitely
got it.
your. Yeah, that sums you up like anything. So you're still on the farm, right? You're still in Virginia
yes.
on your farm. And so which animals, like what do you still have hanging now in terms of animals?
Well, I've got one dog.
Mhm.
Her name is Lulu, named thus because she was a Lulu. Then I have 3 cats, gorgeous long-haired black cat by the name of Slinky. Then I've got 2 sibling sisters, cats, black and white. They look like Picassos.
Yes.
And one's name is Bing and the other Bong. So I've got Bing Bong, Lulu, and Slinky.
Nice.
What do
Go ahead.
you still have your goats?
Oh, God, I wish. Went through a period of what I can only describe as attrition. But they are up there with Capricorn.
Yes.
Did I get that? This is a good sign, correct?
Yeah, it is
Okay,
indeed.
okay.
It is indeed.
Reassure. Yes. Thank you. They're up with Capricorn. I had a black and white pygmy.
Yes.
Her name was because she went with Cappuccino.
Yeah.
Then I had Blake, then a Beanie, and then I had an Angor of Boomerang.
Boomerang. That's a great name. Now I know you also used to collect pig things, correct?
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Now why pigs?
Oh, that was during my my early Cup days in Washington, D.C., when we were all called pigs.
Yes.
Right.
So this was my reverse protest. And let me see if I can show you some of them. I mean,
because I read that you had like over 1,000 pig.
Oh,
things.
God. Look, pigs everywhere and not a pig to eat. Can you see them?
Yes, I'm seeing, a bunch of different, yes, I see ceramic pigs. I see pig things on the wall. I see cups. Oh, yes, now I see the whole pig collection or the beginnings of it. Very, very nice. But I didn't. So let's talk about the fact, because obviously everybody knows that you were. Oh wait, there's more. There's more.
Look at these.
Again,
Oh,
for those who are just on audio, again, there's a lot of pigs. Lots of pigs.
I see the pig on the wall.
Yeah.
The boar.
Yeah, that's a boar, right? Which is a kind of pig, right?
A pickery. And
Yeah.
I think most of them are in Texas. And this is a very old pickery. I think it's almost an antique that was given to me.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. So with that pig collection, so it reminded me, I wanted to talk about this a little bit because everybody, everybody knows that you're a retired
ahead.
officer. But I was doing a little research on you, and they said that,
Yes.
so when you joined the DC Metro Police, so like you said, your father, your horse's name was G-Man because your father was a G-Man, right? He was a FBI.
The
right.
FBI.
Right. So
Yes.
you decided to join the force at a time there were only 300 females, it said, in a force of almost 5,000. And you retired as a
Gosh.
captain, right? She retired.
No.
Right. No.
Don't to me. I continued to rise through the ranks and retired as an inspector, the commander of DC's 911. And now you know why I'm so neurotic.
Why? From being a DC cop, you're saying that made you neurotic?
No, 911.
1-1.
I
Yeah,
was in charge of
she was in so Mad Dog was in
communications
charge of
division.
DC's, right? Washington DC's 911 response.
Oh,
So this is a big thing.
But Maralyn, you stopped being a cop before you went on Survivor or after?
Oh, that was after. Now,
Right.
I retired in May of 1996.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So that was about 4 years later. And I'm telling you, I couldn't believe it when I was there. And when I was chosen, I just kind of went along with the program. They said, you need to go to Baltimore for, more interviews. So, because when I submitted the application and the video, I figured, look, this isn't going any further than my mailbox.
Well, tell people about your video because I have seen it. Tell people about your audition video.
Oh, I did it at the barn where G-Man was boarded, and I was inside their dumpster.
Yeah, and the point was that you could live in a dumpster for 7 weeks, right?
You're good, Karen.
I try to do my research here.
You're good. And I pretended that I'd eaten someone's chihuahua.
Oh, no.
And that's what kept me going.
Yeah.
And if I could survive that long in a dumpster, certainly I could on Survivor.
I think catching the chihuahua would have been difficult. But,
look, no, they know a good dog when they see one.
Yeah. Well, so that's why I was just talking about your experience on the force, because your name Mad Dog comes from apparently when you were a street cop, right? They learned that you just did not take any crap from anybody and you would not let a suspect go, right? So that's why you're the dog.
I never fired my weapon, by the grace of God, in 26 years on the force. Had been fired upon, but they missed. And good thing. But I would be out there, even as a captain, after I'd done my paperwork and had roll call and all that, because that was during the time that DC was the murder capital of this country. And we were not up to snuff in staffing levels. And I was in charge of the midnight shift. And I'm telling you, I'm thinking, oh my God, is this civilization with all the drug-related violence, all the shootings, all the homicides, and what worried the most, okay, what worried me the most and what I prayed for was that, please God, let all my people that I love and cherish check off in one piece. So I was out there as their backup. I was always OTS on the scene, and that was because I wanted to protect my people. And had a nightmare of a traffic stop. Whoa! Midnight shift. I'll try to make this long story short. A stolen Bronco with 3 occupants. All 3 had bulletproof vests, weapons stuck down their pants, and the topper, what a whopper, a Thompson submachine gun laying on the floor. And Steve Griffin, who was one of my troops and a crime scene search officer, by the grace of God, he was the initial backup. And I tell you, and at that time, we just had simple revolvers. But I tell you, when I pointed my revolver, looking like an escapee from a madhouse, and told them not to move, don't blink an eye, don't breathe, they obeyed by the grace of God. And by that time, I had called in the cavalry, because if Steve and I had asked them to step out of the truck at the time, chances are we'd have been dead. So I made sure there was plenty of backup before we took any of them out of the truck. And so it all ended by the grace.
Well, but that's why being Mad Dog is so important, because it's all, I assume, in a situation like that, it's about your attitude, right? You were outgunned, and you knew you were outgunned, but you were able to project that you were still in charge, and that's why you're still here.
And by the grace, really.
Of course. Well, that's true every day in a job like that. If you go to work, every day you come home, it's by the grace of God.
By the grace.
Yeah.
And 2 of them were also escapees.
Oh, wow.
And they were separately interviewed by the investigators, and one of them told the investigators that the 2 up front were talking about shooting us. And that kind of sent a little chill, but I was upset that the magnitude of what was out there, it was bone chilling and a harbinger of worse things to come.
Yes.
And they did. You know, with what happened at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th, even at 72 and a little rickety, I really wish I could have been there. And a lot of us retirees wish that we could have been there. Yep.
Yeah, no, the amount of heroism. I mean, look, I am the kind of person, so I'm a retired lawyer and I have done some work. I did some, I was a student
Lawyers
prosecutor.
never retire.
Well, there's
No,
probably
no.
some truth at that, yeah. But my point is that I've then also done some work with the Innocence Project, and I have been known to be critical of cops when they deserve it. But we
Hey,
saw so
yes.
much we saw so much heroism in the
Oh my.
Capitol that they went 140 cops were injured by those cretins, and they
Oh,
didn't run. Right, they fought back, and one of them died as a result. Right, actually, and three of them actually now have died because
yes.
two of them have committed suicide. So yeah, that is
Yes.
just, on the one hand, I understand what the fact that you wanted to be there, but again, as your friend, I'm kind of glad that you weren't, because those people were looking to kill somebody.
Oh, horrible. And with the Mr. acquitted,
Mhm.
it's like, was yesterday jurisprudence or
Mhm.
jurispudence?
Yeah. Well, look, impeachment is a political act. It is not a jury trial. In many ways, it's different, right? Like that's why there's no problem with people. The fact that there were various, senators working with the defense. I mean, it's a political decision, and as a matter of politics, they decided not to, impeach him. And we try not to get too political on the show, but sometimes I have trouble, and I'm not talking about who you voted for, anything like that. I'm just like, when you take up arms, right, and you go into the U.S. Capitol and you kill a cop, I got a problem with that. And if I lose a viewer over that, I'm okay with that. Right, like I said,
Yes.
completely different from who you voted for, whether you're Republican or Democrat. That's not what this is about. This is about a bunch of people who were wearing these Blue Lives Matter t-shirts while they're trying to kill cops.
Yes. And amongst other kinds of horrible shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Auschwitz.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
CNN, very, very scary.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Let's.
So
another
question about no, but I got to ask another story about something I heard about you from your time on the force. Apparently, you arrested a quote unquote unidentified congressman when he tried to solicit you for sex.
Oh, he was identified.
Oh, really? You want to? Well, you know who he is.
Yes. And from New Orleans, well, from the state of Louisiana. And we'll leave it at that. I'm sure he is resting in peace. That was a long time ago.
Did he solicit you before or after you arrested him?
Tim, I gotta marry you. I got to have you. I need you, Tim.
When Tim comes to the U.S. and goes on tour, we'll make.
I will come visit.
I'm only a couple of hours, I think, maybe 3 hours from Maryland. We're not that far, so yes, we will.
Very good.
And hey, and maybe you can change his mind, Mad Dog. You never know.
We will have a didgeridoo competition.
Yeah.
Oh. Let's see.
But you were working
then how
undercover.
many didgeridoos would we have? 2?
Well, I know she has 4. I know she has 4.
You've got 4. Who knows how many more we could acquire?
We're bad.
And I am just imagining this as a very, very weird sex tape. I'm sorry, that's where my mind goes.
Gosh. So Maralyn,
Yes.
sorry, I was going to say, was your background in the police useful for doing Survivor, do you think?
Hell no. Hell no.
Yes.
Hell no.
Well, these days, Tim, it's funny you ask that, because one of the occupations that people lie about when they go on Survivor is people lie about being a cop, because they think that if you're a cop, you can tell if they're lying or whatever. People want to get rid of cops in the game.
Oh,
Right.
well,
Really?
look. There was one thing that I did that was kind of based on my background.
Mm-hmm.
Every day I would go and check the medical box, which is for everybody, and count the number of condoms.
I know that they give people condoms, but did you see any sign that any of them were being used on your season?
Well, I don't know. Even with a condom, everybody had the green fungus because of the moisture. Look, the men strung up their BVDs and they had turned green. Lovely.
Which is basically like you're saying there's mold. What makes everything turn green?
Mold.
Okay, so just basically everything gets moldy.
Yeah.
It's a didgeridoo problem. Indeed.
And mostly in the cracks.
Yeah.
It was not a good feeling.
That sounds very, very unpleasant. Yeah. Now you were only
a little fungus among us.
Yeah. Now you were only out there for what, 9 or 10 days, but did you have any problems that continued even after when you went home? Because I know I've heard stories from other people that it can take months to really get everything. Sorry? Or the fungus went away by the time you were home.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, basically, a good bath took care of that.
And that was good. Okay. Because I know in other seasons, right, depending on what's getting on your skin, whatever, it can be a real problem. So let's talk for a minute. We're not here only to talk about Survivor, but I do want to just hit on a couple of things from your season. First of all, so about obviously you're a cop. So this is interesting. I want to talk to you about Kellen the beef jerky, which you're probably tired of talking about. But it's interesting, again, you're a cop, and yet you're the one who looked at the situation and you said he didn't do it.
Oh, well, what I said was, look, y'all, and I know that pissed them off. That did not get me any votes, but I said, and I was thinking at the time, Jesus, what kind of a show is this when participants are going through the personal belongings of another? And I was really mad. And I told him, I said, look, you guys, of course, they probably didn't know what probable cause was,
right?
Or even reasonable suspicion. But I said, look, y'all had no right to go through Kel's things, and and I told them that what y'all should do is tell Kel. And apologize. And the only beef jerky that they would have been able to find would have been what was between Kel's legs.
But Maralyn, would you not agree that whether they've gone through the bag or not, Kel's time was over, wasn't it, really, because of the allegation?
Well, certainly a factor, but Kel kind of wasn't part of the group, really. At night, he slept under a damn canoe.
Yeah, I don't think he went home just because of the beef jerky.
A canoe.
Yep.
By himself.
Yep. And the worst thing you can do, right? And the worst thing you can do is to not be part of the group. So yeah, so I agree with you, Tim. I don't think he went home just because of the beef jerky, but it certainly didn't help. Right? It didn't help his chances.
Accurate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Accurate. Good analysis.
Right.
You see, my assumption.
I have a question for Tim.
Oh.
Okay, sure.
Tim, I have a question for you.
Tell me.
And then we'll go back to the happier, more humorous times. But okay. In your theological state, what do you think that all 7 seals have been broken?
Oh, I don't, because I think that the book of Revelation is a code about the end of about the Roman Empire at the time, in about the first century. I don't believe it. We can read things into many events, but I think that's rather like looking at looking at tea leaves. So this may be a route for people, but it's but I don't think that's what it was written about. But I have met people who read tea leaves and coffee cups very successfully.
Not me.
Nor me.
I don't go there,
But I don't.
Conspiracy theories.
Yeah, conspiracy theories. I've just been doing a program about this, and I just think it's hokum. I think it's rubbish. Really, bluntly.
Nuts.
Yeah. You can read into anything, anybody. Once you open this door, it's esoterica, arcana, nonsense. It's wonderful, but it's complete rubbish.
Well, what it is it's all like a Rorschach.
Yes, it is exactly.
It's a Rorschach.
You spill ink on something, you make a pattern, and you say this is the solution, and this is the point. It's great to have. Here is a solution to all your problems, but it doesn't exist. It's great to think it might, but it doesn't. It doesn't exist. That's the problem. Sorry, we've just gone on one there, Karen.
No, it's totally fine. But just before we get off of your Survivor season, though, because this is kind of relevant to that. So Kel goes home, and you and Tina seem to be on opposite sides of that particular issue with Kel. And just in general, like about your thoughts on Tina, because obviously you two seem to really be bonding out there. And then she voted you off. I mean, did you realize how cunning that she was, and that she was the kind of person to turn on her friend like that? How do you feel about that looking back?
Oh man, because I didn't know she voted me out until I saw the show, and I thought, shit. Anyway, I'll tell you, damn, I wasn't there to join any cliques or groups.
Yes.
Or get into all the backstabbing. Hey, I could have used $1 million, but I didn't want to get into that and have it ruin the beauty of the magic of that whole experience.
Yeah, I think you and Tim actually are a good match in this sense, because Tim also was one of those people who, I'm sure he wouldn't have minded winning some money, but that wasn't his main goal when he went on there. And I think he gets very upset with me sometimes because I'm always kind of assuming that everybody's playing because they want to win, and Tim keeps telling me it's all about the experience.
Oh, Tim, look, can we be engaged?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Can we make that happen?
Well, I knew we would. Yeah, I knew we would see eye to eye, Maralyn.
Yeah. So, are you still in touch with Tina?
Lips to lips.
Stop it.
And
Oh,
I'm trying
God,
to
you
talk
got me
Survivor. I should just let you do
sorted,
it. It is Valentine's Day. I should probably just let the two of you flirt and stop trying to talk about a TV show.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, Karen, I
Yeah.
love you too. Oh,
Thank you.
I
Appreciate
think,
it.
yeah, oh, you're magic.
Oh, I think, yeah, we
You're
we
magic.
bonded yesterday on the phone. Like I said, it started with that answering machine message and went from there. Yeah. Mad Dog's my new best friend, but this works out. Mad Dog can be my new best friend and she can be your new partner, Tim. I don't know how your existing partner feels about that, but
I think my existing partner, my tulips this morning would wilt.
Oh, your intellect and your wit. Oh, just, I have no words.
Yeah.
Really.
So it sounds like you're like me. He's a
Wonderful.
smart guy, and I don't know you, but I am a sapiosexual, right?
Oh,
I am only going to be attracted to you if I find you interesting and smart. So I'm totally
yes.
see where you're coming from on that.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Tim is one of the smartest people I've ever met. So
Tell me, Maralyn, did you work out who was likely to win that season when you were on it? Did you understand what Tina's role was going to be?
No. And did I did I care?
No, that's not the question. That's not the question.
Tell me it again and ask it again.
Did you?
No.
Did you realize who was going to win that season when you were there? No.
No. And didn't care.
Right. Right.
But
That makes sense.
But when you did go back and watch the season, like what surprised you? Did Tina's, again, the way that Tina played, did that surprise you? Did it surprise you when she won?
No. And Kobe, you shouldn't have done it.
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah. Kobe should not. I mean, Kobe did it. He shouldn't have done it. But I think Kobe's his agenda was to portray himself as, look how good I am.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So is
Look
that
how
why?
generous
I assume that's why he took
Look.
Tina, right? Yeah, because it cost him $1 million, right? If he had taken Keith, I assume this is what you're referring to. If he had taken Keith, he would have won $1 million, but he didn't want to be that person.
No question. He wanted to come across like, oh, damn it, my memory. Who was the Lord that carried the woman across the bug puddle?
This is Walter Raleigh.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So are you saying he wasn't like that in real life? Let's not go into the Bible.
I don't think so.
Right.
But I think with Tina, that was what he wanted the rest of us to perceive him as.
Yes.
Sir Walter Raleigh.
Well,
it's that would get him more votes.
Yes, but it's no bad thing.
But he cut his own throat.
Yes, I know. So it's make it until you fake it until you make it. But you're saying, it was all a big lie. It was calculated. It was strategy. That's
an accurate analysis of the way that I looked at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But he seemed such a nice, affable man.
Hey, Kobe is and was and is. But and I'll tell you something. I'll never forget our first night, rainy and cold, and we were all huddled together. And oh my God. Okay, let me grab my bar of Ivory soap. So Kobe, was talking about his bull riding. And I'm thinking, Jesus. I mean, that's a hell of a sport.
Yes.
And so he's talking about riding bulls and rodeos and everything. And as usual, I interrupted him and said, well, Kobe, I've ridden a few of those in my lifetime.
Go on.
Yeah.
And then I was waiting for the laughter. None came.
No, I absolutely, I understand. Yes. He's a little bit earnest about himself, isn't he?
What beautiful phraseology you used, Tim.
But you know, if you have teeth like that, you can forgive somebody anything.
I was going to say, really? Mad Dog, you're missing he's so pretty though. I mean, I don't know if he's your type, but he's definitely my type. I think he's gorgeous. And maybe that's why I forgive him certain things I shouldn't forgive him for. Because like it says, Tim, look at the teeth, right? Look at the eyes, you know?
Oh, well, Tim, I may have a little bit of an incentive for you.
Oh, go on.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
You've shown.
Oh, okay. Here's your incentive.
Here's what?
I have pictures.
You have pictures?
Hello?
Hello? No, I missed you for a second. Go on, say again.
Dentures.
Oh, yes.
I have dentures.
Oh, but they're beautiful.
Yeah,
they're beautiful, Maralyn.
We saw that, yeah, because you popped them out, right, during the gross food challenge. So we all knew about your dentures. That was that was one of the things that we loved about you. That was fantastic.
There was a strategy to that. I was afraid that what was that damn thing? Well, it was a type of worm.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what it was called, but it was something I would not want to eat.
And I didn't want it catching on anything.
Oh God!
Oh, that's what I assumed. That's what I just assumed.
I'm not gonna bite it, okay? Yeah. Because if I got any of those juices, I'd have puked it in a heartbeat. So I held it up and just let it slither down the throat.
Yep, you did it. I just kind of assumed that's why you did it. It made perfect sense to me. Yep.
Yeah, I did that. Now, Tina puked up hers.
Yep. Well, like I said, in Tina's defense, I definitely would have puked up mine too. That is one of those. I mean, many reasons I will never try out for Survivor, but the gross food challenge is one of them.
Wow.
So that wasn't going to happen. So who from your season then? So who are you still in touch with? Are you still friendly with Mitchell?
Oh, Mitchell and I were like so totally bonded. I mean, every time we turned around, we would just crack up. I've had the most communications with Mitchell, but basically pretty much have remained out of the loop, so to speak, because I didn't want it to consume my life.
Yeah, and that can be very, very helpful to just, like I said, to not go. Look, to me, the whole beauty of reality TV is that these are regular people, right, who have this experience to be on network TV, right, and be recognized and all that. But I feel like the healthiest way to do that generally is as long as you have a life outside of Survivor. Because I feel like a lot of the people who've played the game and won the game and lost the game, whatever, who had trouble afterward is partly because they had decided that they were a TV star. Right. And so you basically went back to your own life, which is very healthy.
And there were two producers that I met in California from the Merv Griffin show, who wanted me to, they were trying to come up with, I don't know if they call it a theme, the right words skip my mind, but they wanted to do like a Mad Dog 911. And I'm thinking, well, it did not appeal to me.
Right.
I mean, like, good grief, no. And then they asked me if I'd like to go to the most dangerous parts in the world. Now I would. But back then, it was like, no. So,
right. So the point is, you had a chance to, continue your fame after the show, and you chose not to. You chose that go back to your life, which, like I said, can be for many people is very, very healthy. I totally get it.
Well, some, and this is kind of a poor choice of words, but some of them were like mainlining Survivor. And I didn't want that to happen to me.
Yeah.
So, hey, like, get over it. Be yourself. The practicality of moving to California, big factor.
Yeah.
Hey, I had my donkey.
Right. You had a life. You had a farm. You had a life. Right. You didn't want to move to California and be a TV star. Like I said, totally get it. Now, we talked about this a little bit yesterday when we were, and obviously, this is for after COVID is over, and God knows when that's going to be. But I continue to believe it's going to happen. And I'm already bringing Tim to Hearts of Reality, right, for that big charity event. So hopefully, maybe 2022, whenever that happens again, we'll drag you down.
I hope I'm still here. I'm 72.
You look pretty damn good for 72, and my grandmother was 101 and drove us crazy until the last week. So so you hope, no reason to think you won't be around for a few more decades, Mad Dog. I'm not not ready yet.
Physically, I may be around, but will my brain be there?
Well, like I said, my grandma made it to 101 and she lost her hearing, but she was totally sharp until the end.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. Truly and blessed.
Yeah.
And chances are you've, and I hope you did, inherit her genes.
I'm certainly hoping so. Yeah.
And her blue genes. All the genes.
Oh, and then just one other question about Survivor was, we saw you, it looked like you were wearing a nicotine patch when you were out on the island. I heard that you were trying to quit smoking while you were out there.
Oh, most folks thought that was a hormonal patch.
Oh, really? I assumed it was nicotine.
But it was a nicotine patch. But the thing is, at night, Jesus, I mean, I should have been taking it off before going to sleep because it stimulated like really weird dreams. But I'll tell you, if I would put my head over the fire and just take a big horse drag of the smoke.
Right.
And then I did see, but I'm assuming you did not quit smoking for good, because I did also see a story, and I think this is more recent, right, that you did mention to me that you've run a couple of half marathons, and I did rehear the story about you stopping to take a drag off of a spectator's cigarette.
Oh, look, to the utter horror of the other half marathoners.
Mhm.
Oh my God. When they saw me go over there, and
So
then
let me just set this up. So Mad Dog is running a half marathon, and this was, you know what, like in the last 5 or 10 years, right? She's still running, but she's doing a half marathon, so that's 13 miles. And so one of the spectators sitting there, with a cigarette in her mouth, and went up to her and said, my mouth is clean. Can I please just take a puff? And you did.
Yes, it was about at the 10-mile point. And I saw this lady with a cigarette, and I'm thinking, oh my God. So I ran out of line, approached her. She was watering her lawn as we went by. And I said, ma'am, forgive me. However, may I please take one puff? And she let me. So I took 2 drags. I could have stayed there and let it burn right down to the filter. But then the other runners looked at me and her. That I was out there smoking, and this nicotine infested runner is going to get back in this group. Well, it actually made some speed up to get away from me.
Now, are you still running?
No, but
that's okay. You're 72 years old. You're allowed to not run anymore. I was just curious.
Well, I do a lot of work, and I tell you, there's nothing scarier or sexier than a 72-year-old with a battery-operated chainsaw. I know you were thinking of something else, but we're not going there. Battery operated. No,
I knew, Maralyn, that your didgeridoos were manually operated. So,
oh, Lord.
Or orally operated.
Oh my.
Now, Maralyn. So normally Karen does this with American expressions, and I can suddenly, for the first time, do it with a British expression. So when you ask this lady for a cigarette in British slang, that would be to bum a fag.
Oh.
So you would have said, "Can I bum a fag off you?" So isn't that great?
Oh.
Now, do people still use that term,
yes.
in 2020s? Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. I've heard it. I mean, no one's asked me because I don't smoke, but I have certainly heard it.
Oh, my Lord.
No one would ask me for a fag in Britain anyway.
I was going to say, they could ask you, are you one? But they wouldn't ask you if you have one.
They wouldn't. No, the expression doesn't really exist in Britain. No,
oh, okay. Because that is a word that you don't hear anymore in the U.S. and you certainly did.
Really? Do you not use it in the U.S. at all?
Because it was always considered, it was always a slur, but now is one of those things that people don't say. So you don't really hear that term so much anymore.
I see. Well, yeah. The expression still exists here for cigarettes.
But you're right. But you're saying because it's not really used for the other in the UK.
No, it's never used for the other.
Right. Interesting.
For the other.
Very interesting.
Just imagine putting a didgeridoo and a bum together. No,
like I said, for our special Valentine's Day and Galentine's Day show, we are, like I said, a wonderful sex tape might end up coming out of this. And believe me, if it happens, we will be releasing that right here on Reality NSFW. I promise you.
Well,
we are the home of Johnny Fairplay.
Oh, well, I'll tell you, Karen, certainly throughout my 72 years, I've been head over heels a number of times. But I'll tell you what I'm through with. Oh, heels over head.
Yes.
No wonder I have some curvature.
Yeah.
There we are.
We got to clean that up.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, man, people are going to ban me. They're going to think.
Oh,
no.
like I said, this is NSFW.
Nasty dog. Nasty dog. Yeah. No, I'm not really nasty. I'm just bad to the bone.
Well, and that's what we love about you. So I have a final question, but before we get to that, Tim, what else did you want to ask Mad Dog?
Oh no, I'm always excited about show jumping because show jumping is the thing where you steer your horse with your bottom, isn't it?
Legs.
Or is that dressage? That's dressage.
Legs. Yes, correct. You're thinking of dressage.
Yes, I am.
But I was the kind of rider that would have been very effective if I had worked for the Pony Express.
I used to ride when I was a child, and I haven't really ridden since. I think I'd be frightened of getting on a horse now, but I remember it with great affection. And I love the animals.
You know, you just don't. Oh, they're magnificent, and their mystique.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had a house a few years ago. I had a house a few years ago, and by pure chance, it was on the edge of.
You're not living in a car now.
No, I'm living in another house now. But I rented a house on the edge of a stud farm.
Oh,
and I would come out of the front door, and there would just be horses, and it was lovely, and the smell was so gorgeous.
A stud.
Well, I wasn't one of the studs, but I mean, you know, there were horses to do that.
God, Tim!
And they would come up to the gate to me. It was lovely.
Oh, absolutely, but you just brought up a horrible memory. Okay.
Oh no.
Oh, you wait till you hear this. Yeah, you're talking about a stud farm, and yeah, okay. G-Man, of course, he was a gelding. Sorry, G-Man.
Right. I'm sorry.
But I
was going to ask
when I was giving him a bath. Look, it took me a whole year, to wash his sheath. I had to pay the worker bees to wash his sheath. It took me a year before I could do it. And we'll just leave it at that. That wasn't a fond memory.
Well, I thought it would have been for him.
But I did it religiously.
I'm so pleased.
Hey, keep his parts clean.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It is very important to keep your parts clean, whether you are a human or a horse.
Oh, my. Go ahead, Karen.
So Tim, and I just want to let you finish up first. So anything else?
No, I have no other. No, I have no other questions. I think we've exhausted almost everything.
All right. So then I will ask my final question, which is kind of is of two parts. So again, when I was reading this interview you did with the Daily Press in 2015, that's where a lot of these questions are coming from.
Yes.
That you said that
God.
when you're on the island, that life on the island taught you to live in the moment, right? And then they asked you, are you happy? And you said you were working on it.
Yes.
How do you answer that question in 2021? And I'm asking this question, like, again, it's kind of a two-parter because it is Valentine's Day. You are single. I am single, right? So have you found the magic to allow you to be happy while you're single? Because I'm still working on that.
Happy is one thing. Hey, basically, I'm a glad dog instead of a mad dog, but what really, really matters the most is peace of mind.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Peace of mind.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you want to be.
Right.
And not have you found it? Happiness.
Have you found it? Have you found it yet?
In spite of everything. Oh, God have mercy. You know what we've been through. Well, some of us have been through over the last 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And and 2020, on top of everything else, add COVID to it. To have peace of mind, because most definitely living alone, and there's only so much conversation I can have with my animals.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, and it's by the grace, I have peace of mind.
That's great.
What I was doing was internalizing everything. And, that made me a little more neurotic than I am normally. So I had no choice but to turn my life and my will over to the care of God. And, and all the powers that be that are up there. And that is peace of mind, and to stop internalizing. Amen on that.
It's interesting, Maralyn. In the show, you come across as a great center of peace and protection.
Yes.
I was sorry when you went.
So was I, but I think I was, at the final interview right after I got the boot. I was reflective, and I think stoic about all of it, and grateful for the experience.
Yeah, and I think you even said that right on your way out, that you thanked them for giving you the experience, which is fantastic, because not everybody is in that place when they get their torch snuffed.
Oh, well, I tell you, poor Deb. Yeah, God love her. Being first voted out just killed her.
Right, and then everything else that came out after, where people found out things about her life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was so hard watching her. I was rewatching I forgot the name of the episode, but the very last one after the reunion, where it's kind of the where are they now. And you seemed fairly, happy and grounded. And Deb said, if she had to do it again, she would not have done it again. And that was really hard to watch. Yeah. She went through a lot.
Yes, she did. Now, I'll tell you something, and this is so good for Tim, being a theologian, bless him. I'll tell you, when I was over there, I made no deals with God, like, hey, God, let me win the million and then I'll be good. No deals. But I did politely ask him for one thing. I said, God, send me home, in a whole body brace. Send me home with a broken neck. Look, you can even send me home in a box. But please don't let me be first voted off.
Yes.
And he accommodated me.
Yep.
Thank you.
I understand that one.
I totally get that also. I mean, again, Tim's also been on a show and again, also didn't win, but I'm sure you had the same reaction. Well, didn't you tell me once that you kind of assumed that you were going to be the first one off?
Oh, yes. I was quite sure I was going to be the first one off, so I was terribly relieved I wasn't. And in a way, I did win. I won the popular vote, so that was the one which was mounted. Which is really what you wanted, really. Which is what I wanted, which is what I would have wanted, but I didn't know it existed. So, I was just there for the ride. I'd already decided who I thought should win, and I was wrong in that case because I didn't see some of the other machinations going on. But I knew who was popular and who was good television. Right. And I was right about that.
So Mad Dog, one last thing. Yeah.
They voted you off, Tim. I don't know how.
No, nobody voted me off. I was never voted off. I was fine.
Oh, wait a minute. You won this thing.
No, the way it works on the circle is you get down to 4 or 5 people, and then those people vote for the winner at that point. It doesn't go down to 2. So he did make that final vote. And I think also, and then it's kind of ranked voting. Okay. So, there's a lot of strategy then involved. And I think a lot of people probably voted Tim down. You had to rank everybody 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and obviously you want to take the person who you think is your biggest competition and vote them down, right? So that you have a better chance to win. So I think that's what happened to Tim.
Yes. And and then they came out with this popular vote thing and I won that. So
right. But if they hadn't done that, I think he definitely would have won.
Oh, wow.
Because you were very much loved by your cast.
Oh.
Yeah, I got on well with the cast. I got on well with the public. It was okay.
Okay. Tim, is there anybody you'd like me to cap for you?
To cap?
Yes. Is there anybody you'd like me to cap?
As a kneecap? No.
Oh, I have a couple thoughts on that, but we can express those reservedly.
I think Maralyn, really, I think there are people I find difficult, but I think that's my problem. I think I just need to like them more, and I hope one day they'll like me. But it's going to take some time.
The only person in Tim's cast who was horrible to him did it because basically production told them to, right? That they were supposed to alienate him, and they were able to do that by making fun of him.
Yeah, they made fun of my cat.
But that was something that production put them up to. It is the point, right? They weren't just doing it to be evil.
It was still horrible.
It was. I'm sure it was still horrible, and it was still very hard on Tim. But he knows now, at least, that it was not because you were unlikable. It was because they were put up to it.
Yeah.
Wow. So they sent you through the damn Twilight Zone.
Oh yes. Oh, absolutely.
And this is something we talk about.
But for the most part, Maralyn, I was ahead of them. For the most part, I knew what they were doing because I saw all the cameras and I thought, you're my friend. In fact, by the time we got to the end, I knew who was operating each camera, and I couldn't see them. I knew them by name. These were my friends. It was okay.
Yeah. Now, Mad Dog,
Okay.
I do have to ask you, right? I know that, it's been almost 20 years, but there have been many rumors that next year that they may be, when they are able to start filming again, that we may have another Second Chances season.
Oh,
So would you be, where people vote, I'm not sure if Tim knows or know about this, but basically what they did is they put up a slate of 40 or so, previous people who had only played Survivor once, right? That's why it was Second Chances. And it's a fan vote. Right, and the people and the top 10 men and the top 10 women, in terms of you get the most votes, you get to go back on the island. So you up for that? Should we announce your candidacy for Second Chances?
sure, Sam.
I have a feeling you'd want to do it
Well,
again.
that would make me quit smoking.
Mm-hmm.
That would make me exercise, even abdominal work. And I'd rather have a root canal than do abdominal work. But, okay. Now, what they should call it is either oldies but goodies. Send in the osteoporosis crowd.
Well, in general, I would very much like them to start casting more older people, especially now, because when you played those first few seasons, there really was a wide range of ages. And now it tends to be, there's one person who's maybe around 40, and they tend to go home rather quickly. So yeah, I'm always in favor of having more people who are, had a little bit more life experience playing this game. I think it makes you a much more interesting player.
I would be older than when Rudy, the amazing Rudy, God bless him and rest him, I would be older than he was when he was on Survivor.
That sounds like a great hook to have, because it's true. I mean, Rudy did it at 72 or 71. You could do it too?
I think 70.
Okay, but my point is, certainly by the time you would play, you would be older than he was.
But a senior citizen, anyway.
And it's clear that you can still do it. So I mean, you're still exercising, or and that's the other thing. Believe you and me, there's a lot of survivors, I think, who one of the reasons that they're able to be disciplined about working out and things like that is they're still hoping they're going to get the call from CBS. So if that's the incentive you need to start doing your ab work, I'd say you might as well get started.
Yes. And I tell you, even if I wasn't picked, I would leave all my major arteries intact.
Right. Yeah, I'm saying it'll be good for you anyway, even if you weren't chosen for whatever reason. But I think there would be a lot of people who would want to see that. So like I said, you've heard it here first, people. Reality NSFW is totally behind Mad Dog's candidacy, and when this does happen, right, when they start the campaign, we will have you back on, and you can tell all the people why they should be voting for you. Very excited about this.
What a hoot!
All right.
Yes. Now, in the meantime, okay, there is some good news about COVID. Across the United States, the numbers are going down.
Mm-hmm.
However, what's behind it? Oh, mercy. That the variant, this particular variant, which is deadlier and spreads more easily, will be coming to town and taking over. Now, I hope the scientists, and I mean, this is my assumption, of course, they are probably working on all kinds of vaccines, and one that will protect everybody against the variant.
Mm-hmm.
But that's supposed to take over in March.
Yeah, no, the point is, look, this is a marathon, not a sprint. And I was also thinking a couple of months ago that I'm hoping to get vaccinated by around April or so. because I do have pre-existing conditions, and I figured, okay, I'll get vaccinated, and then I'll still be careful and wear my mask and all that, but I will feel a lot safer about going out and doing things. But now, with these, it's a combination of the variants, and then I had the shingle shot and then got shingles, so I'm also realizing for myself that the vaccine might not even work on me. Well, we know that my immune system is messed up, so don't freak out. But even like a good vaccine is 95% reliable. I'm like the other 5%. Although when I did get shingles, I got a very, very mild dose. So the point of my story is not that vaccines don't work. It's the opposite. It's that it gives you a much, much more mild case.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the point is that this is a marathon, not a sprint. And I was all excited. I have actually made reservations to go to Florida for Hearts of Reality in August. I just want, because I thought maybe it would happen. And now I think, we're looking more 2022, but we'll get there. They will get this figured out. They'll keep working with the vaccines, and we may have to get boosters or, things like that as time goes on. But for me, I mean, if that's all we have to do to get back to something resembling normalcy, give me a shot every 3 months. I don't care.
Oh,
yes.
Now wait a sec. Okay. Can you see this?
Let's see.
Oh, yes, I can.
Thermometer, yeah.
Okay. Well, it's not rectal.
Non-contact thermometer, yeah.
Now, everybody really needs one of those. Okay. They also need this.
It shows us a pulse oximeter, right? Which is what you want if you do get this, to just be able to check your oxygen levels at home. Yep, so you're all ready.
Exactly. Then, for the finale.
Mm-hmm.
What is this? I don't see.
I don't see the last thing.
I'm just no damn good. Well, I'll tell you what it is. A blood pressure monitor.
Ah, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
so
very good.
You're all ready. You're all ready. Now, we will get through this, and we will get back to something resembling normalcy, and Tim will come to visit, and we will come down and see you, and then we'll drag you to Florida and make you meet the fans.
Oh.
I will be over soon. I will be over soon.
Yeah.
I'll handcuff him.
I think
I'll handcuff you.
Oh.
So she's offering to bring handcuffs.
It wouldn't be the first time. I have to point out. I've had adventures with foreign police people before.
Hey, put it in the sex tape.
No, not like that.
I know. I'm just giving you a hard time.
I've had dramatic adventures.
I am just giving you a hard time. When a woman who's flirting with you tells you she has handcuffs, just play along with it.
But I am looking forward to this enormously, Maralyn. It's always good to meet a professional. With the handcuffs.
Well, you put leg irons on me.
Oh God, no!
Well, that would defeat the whole purpose,
Yes, it would. It would, wouldn't it? It would defeat everything.
We're a crazy, wacky three musketeers here.
Well, it's been a real pleasure.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thank you so much, Maralyn. This was so much fun.
Now my serotonin level, oh my God, it's soaring through the roof.
I'm so pleased.
Kind of wonderful, just fabulous stimulation. I can't tell you. I love you both.
We love you too. And Mad Dog, if other people also want to get in touch with you, do you like to hear from fans? Do you want people to hit you up on Facebook or not? What's your preference?
Oh, I got to show you this.
Oh, no, what is this?
Can you see it?
Well, yes, but it looks like something out of the bottom of a lake. What is it?
It is I'm trying to figure. It is round. It is about a foot in diameter, and I'm trying to she's jiggling it. I can't figure out what it is.
Would I describe it as a toy?
She's getting her she's getting all her toys out, Tim. You got to be careful.
Well, it ain't a sex toy. That's for damn sure.
But what?
But I bought it last night.
Yes.
When I went to the pharmacy, and I said, "Damn, these balls look just like COVID."
Well, they do, don't they? Really? Yes.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yes, it's got the shape, and it almost looks like it could have spike proteins on it.
Yes.
It's a little COVID toy.
The COVID is a little bit more pert, but
yeah.
Yes, and
So you're taking like throwing it against the wall, because I'd want to take it out and shoot it.
Yes. Oh, precisely. But it's not a sex toy. But then again, I don't know. Anyhow, enough of
anything can be a
COVID.
sex toy if you just use your imagination. I will just leave things on that note. This was the perfect conversation to be having on Valentine/Galentine's Day, because I have my new female best friend.
Look, they should turn Valentine's Day into a simple acronym. Think of it.
Not those two letters, I hope.
For VD? Oh yeah, people make that joke all the time. Oh yeah, that's what the kids all call it now. But Galentine's Day is another thing now. This is something I've only heard about this in the last few years. It's Galentine's Day.
Well, what's that?
Who are single, that you should be able to, open some wine and go to brunch, all that, with your friends, and have fun with your female friends, right? And celebrate. Like we have this holiday where we celebrate romantic love, which is lovely, right? But there's no holiday to really celebrate your friends, and so that's what Galentine's Day is for.
Hey, I learned something new every day. I didn't know that. I love that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad that we were able to get a hold of you and we did this. And yes, we will definitely be in touch. And if you ever, I don't even know if you still watch Survivor, if you'd want to come on and talk about an episode with us, that would be fabulous. We'll talk about this off the pod. But don't worry, you're not going to get rid of us. These three musketeers, we are going to get together and do something fun once all of this is over.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mad Dog. Anything else?
That is just beautiful. And I'm totally open. And I announce my candidacy. Look, I can't even pronounce it. Oh, I got to say one last thing before we go. Okay. The Mr. Well, let me just say it properly. Former President of the United States, Donald Trump, we actually have two things in common. One is both of us were born Presbyterian, and both of us surely need a teleprompter.
Well, you didn't have a teleprompter today, and you were pretty damn amazing even without it. So
hey, look, I tend to stray.
Oh no, not as badly as me. Not as badly as me.
Oh.